welcome back to the Chewing New Podcast, episode 286. We are climbing up the ladder. Unfortunately, this thing showed up today. I don't know, like he popped in the back of my truck. I don't know how that happened. It was majestic, but scary at the same time.
You stopped in front of my house.
That's a whole other story, guys. We got a special. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in last week. Great episode. I got an autograph cap from our past wrestler, man. Awesome. There you go. Autograph to me, not to Chew. So I want to say thank you so much. But let's get going because we got a lot of stuff to cover today.
Yes.
And we got a very special guest with us. So let's jump on that bandwagon and let's go. Live from the historical Via Cortez and straight up Gray Skull Studio. Welcome to the podcast where the mics stay hot and the stories stay real. Broadcasting from the RGV and across the globe. We're sitting down with wrestler creators and underground talent making noise their way. This is the Chew and Who Podcast. Let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm having a conversation with Chew right now. No dark humor today, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, don't tune out. Don't tune out.
No, come back. I'll say something.
But today, we have a special guest with us. We are literally shifting gears. I know we've gotten the wrestling thing for the last couple of months, the first 3 weeks of every month of wrestling.
Thanks to everyone for keeping tuning in on that. It's been really great.
Yes. And now that we're going YouTube Live, the next show, if you're watching this right now on Facebook, this is pre-recorded, but you still comment, guys. We admire everybody's comments on the show. We really appreciate you guys. But today's guest, oh man, this is going to be an interesting one. Today's guest, we have a gentleman that I had been eyeballing for a while, and I wanted to reach out and see if we can get him on the show. And by the grace of the stars, we were able to talk to each other, and we got him on the show because this is totally left field, guys. We are talking with Dr. Luis Rios in the house, man.
Right. Good to be here. Good to be here,
man.
Thank you for being here,
man.
Oh yeah, great to be here, man.
Up, man. This is what's awesome. And he goes, okay, and I already got the first. You see, I told you, Doc, we got clients that kick in real quick, and the first customer, can that doctor do anything? I mean, anything for Chew's face, guys? No, we're not doing that today.
You know what? We were going to say that for the end of the show.
Yeah. We've been working on it. It's going to take the whole show. This one figured out, I think. I gotta reach deep back there and get all my tricks out, my bag of tricks.
All right, I see what's happening.
I think we got something. We probably got something.
I see why I was invited to the show.
And this, right here, it's going to be the first clip of the show. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate you. Oh, by the way, that was Joe. We beat the Roy Bro Joe.
Yeah, okay.
But anyways, Doc, I'll put your three screens on here. Welcome to the pod.
All right.
Welcome
hey,
to the
well,
pod,
I'm glad
man.
to be here, man. It's all 956 here.
Yes.
That's what it's all about, right?
That's right. We try to
connecting up and talking all about it.
Yeah. What we're trying to do, like I said from the beginning of our series, when we first started, we try helping out as much as we can with local artists, business owners, stuff like that. And when we stepped into the arena of getting really a little bit higher caliber people like yourself, Tim Smith, and all these radio DJs were like, wow, we are really stepping out of the comfort circle here. But having you on here, you were officially our first doctor in the house in the podcast. So thank you so much for.
Oh, well, I'm honored. I'm honored, because we all come from the valley, and a lot of people put us down and stuff, but God, there's a lot of talent here, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good food, a lot of beautiful women too.
There you go.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm married to one of them.
Yeah,
all right, I'm married to one of them.
You better watch yourself there.
So we have you on the pod. We want to really go back. We want to touch base with you. Where you from? Where you grew up? What got you into in plastics and all that great stuff, man?
Plastic surgery.
Yeah, plastic surgery.
Yes.
Yeah, plastic surgery.
Yes.
We want to go. Where it all started, Doc. Go ahead.
Well, it probably all started with my dad. He was from Mexico City, and just a crazy story, inspiring story. His dad died when he was probably 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. His mom just baked cakes, and but he would get scholarships and get his school paid for, and he was always like number one. in Mexico City, and decided to come up to the United States to train, and left his mom behind and all that.
Oh.
And so just really, just struck out on his own, and he's the one who actually brought the family here to the Valley. He trained in San Antonio, and I got here when in second grade, and he started his practice in 1971. So his practice been around for 55 years
Wow.
because of him. And he could have stayed in San Antonio, but he really liked it down here. When he drove down and saw all the palm trees and the bougainvilleas and stuff, he just knew, this was the place to be. And
This felt like home to him.
yeah,
immediately.
you were there in the United States, and then but you also had Mexico.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
back
absolutely.
then you could go to Reynosa, right? We'd go every
Yeah.
Sunday, go eat lunch in Reynosa, run around, buy some chiclets, and stuff like that, right?
Have a real good time on a Sunday.
Yeah. So it was like, he's the one that got us here. And man, I loved it. From the minute I got here, I loved it, and so I'm proud to be from here. So many people from here are not proud, or they just put it down, but I always loved it here. So I got here in second grade, and all the way through high school, went to my training, but I always knew I was going to come back. This place was a special place, and the other thing is, when you do have the opportunity to get some skills like this, where there's back in that day there's not that many plastic surgeons, it's really nice to be able to come back to and bring what you have to bring it to your community,
So bring up your hometown.
Yeah, and there just was no doubt, like I loved high school, man. I had a blast. I loved going to the football games. I would buy season tickets for the Edinburgh Bobcats because I went to Edinburgh High School. So there was big time clashes. Mackay and Edinburgh and PSJ and all that. Wesselco came up.
Which is weird because I didn't know McAllen had a football team.
Watch it. Be careful there.
That was an inside thought. I'm sorry.
I'm not going there. But it may be true.
Oh God, here we go. Let it all start up. I'm sorry guys, you got to see that. I'm trying to do this all behind my camera just out, but I got a backup right here, so we're good. There we go. We're back. We're back on. We're back on
Maybe you
there.
should have taken a hint there, buddy.
Well, buddy, we'll talk about that after the show, right? Let's get back to our guests.
Let's get back to the guests.
Anyway, man. But so we're talking about where you grew up and all that good stuff. So your dad, Mexico, he was getting all these scholarships, and so. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like you mentioned, growing up here in the valley, like what's your favorite memory? Going, just something that really grounded you here, that really made it feel like home.
It was wide open spaces, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you could just drive. You could drive to the country road. You could take your girlfriend out to the country road. Nothing was gonna happen. Hey, the drinking age was 18. So senior year of high school, you could buy your beer and have good times going to the football games. Just I think it's just being
You
able
mean
to hang.
that law doesn't exist now? I'm just joking.
But just hanging out, because these days when kids get together, they're on their phone and always like, hey, let's go over here. There's something going on. Back then, there was nothing going on, so you'd say, hey, let's go meet at the Orange Grove at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and then whoever showed up, and
you had to make your own fun.
You just were bopping around and hanging out, and and man, like the cops weren't on you. It was just a wide open space. If the cops did catch you, they're like, hey, you know what? Get home. Get home right now before you get in trouble.
Yeah.
It was
the
just
typical parent on four wheels that always knew what was going on. I got you.
it was just a different, real mellow, relaxed time.
Yeah.
It was just great, And again, going back to it, because I went away for college, the women were second to none. And the food, right? I mean, second to none, right? I mean, so what was there not to like about it,
I hear you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, consider the fact the food down here, everybody raves about it, man. It's one of the best food you can have. You come from the RGE, man. You're gonna like the food. That's all I gotta say.
When your grandma's making homemade tortillas and tamales and all that, you're not gonna get that anywhere else. There was just Taco Bell everywhere.
The best part was it didn't even have to be like your mom. If you go to your friend's house, you're getting good stuff over there too.
Once I got to California, it was different. They have different Mexicans in California, right?
Yes, they do.
They eat burritos and all this kind of weird stuff. They don't know what a taco is, right? There we're like a totally different breed than us, you know?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
the Tex-Mex, you know, put on the cowboy boots and have a good time and
Heck
drink,
yeah.
you drink some Miller Lite and Bud Light and Corona and you can have a party with just very little, you know?
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely.
Did
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just become best friends?
No, you stay over there. You stay way over there.
No, so after college and everything, all that good stuff, when did the business start up? When did you start growing on
So
that?
like I said, my dad was already here, right? So I came back in 1998.
Okay.
And so I had offers to stay in different places that I had trained, but I always knew, like, why wouldn't I go back to the valley? You know, now
Right.
it wasn't that, you know, there wasn't that much like the cosmetic surgery and all that. So I did like a hand surgery fellowship, so I was doing that and reconstructive stuff, fixing things here and there.
Right.
But then when all that extreme makeover and the Swan and all that stuff came out, then it just kind of exploded. You know, the plastic surgery stuff, what you think is plastic surgery now,
Right.
That wasn't when I first got here in 1998. And you know, back then there was no Starbucks, there was no books. We didn't have franchises,
Right.
You know, even back to 1998. It took into the 2000s, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, but you know, again, wide open spaces, lots of opportunity. You know, you could start a business. The banks would loan you money. They won't loan you money now if you don't have like some collateral.
I hear you.
You know, so it was a totally different time and just but relaxing, peaceful. But you could see, man, the community was like, it was starting to burn, right? You
Yeah.
could see it. The gears were going, you know.
Yeah,
the people, you know, Alonzo Cantu and, you know, like it was putting together stuff. And then you start getting the Killer Bees and the Vaqueros are here now. And all the franchises are coming, you know.
Right.
See, like you've lived here in the valley long enough, like we have, that you see these things, they're growing. So someone who hasn't like been around for very long, you know, really just doesn't really pick up on it very.
Do you
very
guys
much,
remember like Mr. Q and Burger Chef?
Bro.
and all that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And then on Sunday, the HEB's closed, everything's closed. You know, so it's just like, you know, it's come a freaking long way.
Yep.
You know?
Bro, dude,
You know,
you
it's
blew my
come-
mind when you said Mr. Wow,
Mr.
bro,
Q,
Mr.
man.
Q,
Yeah.
bro.
With the little French fries and
yes.
stuff,
Oh, dude, man, that was amazing back in the day.
Those were the good old days,
I was
man.
I had to hide in the back seat because my parents would go. I would have to hide in the back seat because I want to get something to eat also.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shoot. Wow, that's a blast from the
Yeah,
past.
it is, you know. And then, like when you guys talk about wrestling, I'm not into the WWE and stuff anymore. You know, that's a younger man's game. But man, there was only Channel 4 and Channel 5. You said you had Tim Smith here, right?
Yeah.
So there was nothing, and the TV would close down at 12. And do you remember, like on TV at 10:30, they'd run this thing. Parents, do you know where your kids are? It's 10:30 at night because we were always playing outside, right? But on Saturday, just listening to your show, you know, and just remembering like the old time wrestlers, Jose Lothario, Ivan Putski, all these guys, you know, that started all that, all here in South Texas.
Yeah,
So me and my brothers be watching, playing, wrestling each other, and doing that. It just brought back a lot of good memories.
Yeah,
you
a lot
know,
of them.
from
I
those
like
days.
watched a lot of the Von Erichs, man. I was a big Von Erich fan.
The Von
growing up,
Erichs and all that, and then going to the Pulgas, and then they've got all the lucha libre and stuff like that. Yeah. So brings back a lot of good memories. You know, there's a lot of culture. You know, we don't know till you leave. So okay, so I went to Harvard undergraduate, you know, and so I could write papers about growing up here, and the professors and all that would be just blown away because it's so different from what they get the white bread experience over there, right?
Exactly,
This Mexican chewy experience
Yeah,
is like something different, right?
Well, again, that kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like you've grown up here, you've seen the changes. You know you can pick it up because like someone from the outside, they're not going to see anything. You know,
No, they're just judging us versus Austin versus San Antonio.
Right.
They don't see like, my God, like what every year, right? You get on the highway and you drive and you go like, all these cities are connected, right? We're seeing all the way from freaking Sherryland and all those, all the way here. It's almost like one city, right?
Yes.
You know, and it just wasn't like that, you know, back in the day. This highway was just a little 2-lane, little dinky road to the island. You know?
Right.
You just have to get on the road and just be amazed. And so, you know, I mean, I would have never thought. Did you guys ever think when you're growing up, I guess that NAFTA stuff brought all the business. You know, it just was so slow for so long, right?
It was
Yeah.
we were so cut. It felt like we were so cut off.
Right.
Because like even you said, like compared to like San Antonio or even El Paso,
Yeah.
things were really you would see stuff happening there.
Yeah, I mean, they would get all the heavy metal bands go to
Yeah.
Corpus, and they would
Oh, bro, you know how
us.
jealous
And
I was of that,
They
bro.
really
Jeez.
bypass. You know, we would just get Triumph and some of these other like lower tier ones. We didn't get Def Leppard and all
Yeah,
these guys,
like,
right?
and if one
Yeah.
did dare to come down
Yeah.
here, it was like some kind of miracle that they
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
To come, you know what, another 2 hours south of San Antonio.
Yeah,
like
like
it's
we were
not-
freaking isolated back
Yeah,
then,
no
you
kidding.
know?
Yeah.
You know, but
No por nada, I don't mean to really toss that out there, but I mean, there's been bands that have come down that are like, at the time, I remember in the early '90s, there was a couple of good bands that came down to the old fashioned Veria back in the day.
Veria,
oh, yeah.
And one good example is Megadeth. Megadeth
Yeah.
came down one year, and you know, great. They just barely started, but there's always that one bad apple. It just takes one, guys. Just one bad apple to mess it up for everybody, man. One person decided to throw a wet towel, and it fell on the mic, fell down, and he steps up to about to sing, and he gets shocked right in the lips.
Oh, man.
And he just, you know what? F you guys, I'm out. And he just walks.
You Mexicans,
Bro, dude, crazy, bro.
That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. Yeah.
dude. And to see that, I mean, I've always said that. I mean, we want. My parents say we can never have good
We
stuff in
can
the
never
house.
have.
Yeah.
we can never have good stuff in the house because you're all breaking stuff. Yeah, it's the truth.
Well, who had the kids? Who was in the bedroom? I don't think that was my fault.
That was my fault, Mom. You're not.
What do you want me to do
responsible
about
for
it?
You fell for it, Mom.
Were they Catholic? Or what? You know,
Yeah, we're growing Catholic. I'm not straight Catholic. But yeah, but seeing the valley grow, I mean, you coming back from where you're at, now you're seeing slowly through the years, you've seen it grow more and more. You know, and to be honest with you, as far as like you said, the cosmetic surgeries and all that stuff, it wasn't really a thing down here. It wasn't that, you know, there was, if you knew somebody who knew somebody that knew, you know, someone else, it's like knowing people, then you would find that person that was, you know, that was qualified to do that, you know. But now this is like a fast lane now that I've seen now.
Well, you realize like a lot of people back then didn't really talk about what they had done. You know, it was.
Yeah,
it
and
was
I think everyone thought like that was just for the movie stars, and it kind of pretty much was, you know, because. And one of the reasons, just to get a little technical, is that back then the insurance companies actually paid the doctor, like the doctor as well, you know. So,
Dare you say?
So the doctors could, like plastic surgeons, could make a living on doing dog bites and other stuff, you know. That wasn't cosmetic surgery.
Right.
My dad actually didn't do much of the cosmetic surgery because he made a good living off the other. And then they kind of clamped down a little bit, and the insurance companies, and so that's almost kind of how I had to go about it, because I really didn't come to do that. I was going to do like real serious stuff, like I did microsurgery and all this kind of stuff, and then they just clamped down. So I was like, okay, I got to find another. I gotta you know, raise my family. I actually almost, like in the first 3 years of coming here, almost quit medicine. For two reasons.
Oh, wow.
One was the insurance companies, but the second was the lawsuits were out of control down here.
Gosh.
Oh,
wow.
I mean, dude, you would just, like, I remember one time just like somebody had a wound on their leg, and so they consulted me to, you know, close the wound. I just closed the wound, and then next thing you know, I'm getting sued because they were blaming some other people, but every doctor that's on the charts can get sued. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
It doesn't matter whether you did anything or not.
They
Just
would have
'cause you're-
totally
just
about you.
yeah, just because your name's there, and you know they throw you off the case, but you'd have to you'd have to go get an attorney to represent you and spend the money and the time and all.
Right.
So this place was freaking crazy. Like this was known as this in Corpus were known as the worst place in the whole United States. And so that's what kept a lot of people away from here, you know, a lot of specialists. But then they changed that, and then now things are real good. We don't have to really worry about that anymore. But yeah, so my intention wasn't to be doing all these breast implants and doing all that. So that's not what I was going to do. I want to come and help my community in other ways, but then the economics kind of force you that way. But I enjoy it. I mean, it's a lot of fun for sure. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
man. Go ahead. I know you have a question. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking to myself, it's I know your career has kind of changed as you said as you've gone along. What kind of like kept you from like leaving? Like what was it that?
Well, God, back in our day, like, and I would ask all my college roommates, I said, when we were all going to get married, right? And have kids at some point, right? Like these days you hear the kids and they're like, I'm not getting married, or I'm going to wait till I'm 35 or whatever.
Right, right.
So, so we were going to, I was going to get married and have kids. So I thought, man, this is a good freaking place to raise kids, and the schools got better. There were better high schools and stuff like that. So I think that's what kept me here, was that it was just and the cost of living's great.
Right.
And then I had a ton of business. There weren't that many plastic surgeons, so I could just do whatever I wanted to do, for so long. And so it was a no-brainer. And then if you think, people like, well, they live in Dallas, or you can just hop on a plane on a weekend and go. You just go if you want, or you just stay here. I love it here. I love the sun. I love it. It's a great place.
And I've always heard that price differences of stuff like that. It's like somewhere in San Antonio, somewhere in Dallas, Houston, bigger cities, Austin. They say I'd rather go down to the valley or RGV because I could probably find someone that'll do the job the same way and maybe even less. Yeah, that's what the stuff that I've heard.
And, I lived in California. I did like 5 years of general surgery training in California, in the Bay Area. They don't have HEB. We don't know how blessed we are that we have HEB down here.
I keep hearing that.
And how they freaking take care of us. Like Mother's Day, they have the cops out there like, come on, guys, doing the traffic. And when hurricanes come, they come and, bring things in, right? Yeah. Water. I mean, the prices are great. So like when I was in California, a little toothbrush could be like $6. Wow. That would cost us here 79 cents. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And I'll tell you, all family members, like from my wife's side and other people, when they come and they go to HEB, they'd just be blown away. With the fruit that's there, the food, the costs, everything that's available.
Right.
And HEB's penetrated in South Texas, and they're going to the bigger cities, but. Man, there's no. When you go, have you guys gone to Safeways and all these stores? It just doesn't compare. It just doesn't compare. No, it doesn't. It doesn't compare. And then they also have Mexican food and stuff like that, guacamole and tortillas and stuff. So they cater to us. So we are so freaking lucky, and it's so inexpensive compared to even the price of gas. Like the price of gas would be like $5 there and like $1.50 here.
Right,
because of all the stupid taxes that they have in California. That's why everyone's coming to SpaceX and Elon, because the valley is less expensive, right? He's in Brownsville, right? That's part of it. The taxes, and the expenses. Yeah, man. So we have a little gold mine down here. Let's not let the word out.
True.
Don't let the word out.
Exactly. Don't let the word out. You know what? If you're watching, turn it off.
If you're not from here.
No. Elon Musk is here. Like it's not much longer.
He'll be on your podcast soon, I'm sure.
Hey, he's very much welcome.
No, but
say the word, Elon. Everyone's fired.
But man, it is like you say, it is a little gold mine down here. Not many people know about this area. I mean, we are on the map as far as what hits the valley the most, and I have to say, and it's happening right now, is a spring break. Spring break is one of the hot spots here in the RGV. The only reason why is for South Padre Island, and of course our brothers and sisters to the south. There is a high volume when it comes to the month of March. It gets so packed. So
there's so many just naked women running around and just traffic and naked women.
Bro, let's not go there. Come on, dude.
And just, it's just debauchery and drunkenness. And,
I'm sorry, Doc. You didn't need to hear that.
No, I mean, that spring break started when I was in college, right? So I actually brought my college roommates down. I'm actually going to go see my college roommates. We were actually going to meet here, but we're going to meet somewhere else because we had a famous trip for spring break down here. And we took them to Reynosa. You know what we did in Reynosa? Have you seen those guys with the battery packs? and they have the
Oh
two
my
metal
gosh!
ends,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
yes,
you,
yes.
and you hold on, and everyone holds it in a circle, and you
Yeah.
see who's gonna bitch out. Right? Who's gonna bitch out? Right? So we're all just holding that damn thing, like, you know. So yeah,
We just became best friends.
you know.
I know what we're doing next.
Battery challenge.
Yeah, you know, that's so, yeah, I mean, it was so different back then. We could just, you know, did you guys ever know about Eddie's, going across the border to Eddie's, like in Reynosa? Like, you're in high school, you're going across on Friday and Saturday night, sneaking out, your parents don't even know. And it was safe.
Oh my
You're
gosh,
just walking
dude.
around, you're just having a good time.
Wow.
Beers for, you know, less than $1.
I hear
you
you.
know, and
I hear
everybody's there from all the high schools. So it's super safe, eating the baked potatoes on the streets and the street tacos, and just went to the Alaskan club and dancing.
Wow.
It was like,
That's all I'm saying. Wow, I have everything.
I mean, you got to partake.
Let me see Alaska. What's it? La Concha? Anybody remember La Concha?
No, I never.
Oh, that's another one. That's
Yeah.
real good. That was another one.
But you know, it's like that's what we had down here, right? So yeah, that was great. You know, I wouldn't give it up. That's when you have these memories like in your head, Mr. Q and the Alaskan. You're coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming back, and it's changing, but there's still good stuff here. You
Right.
know? I'm never gonna be one that's like, oh, I wish it was like it was. No, you know, it's just it is what it is. You know, and it gets better, and so it's all right.
I'm getting questions already, and one's from, of course, Joe. Joe's watching.
Oh, for God's sake, block him.
He's asking, Doc, and this is not my question, and you can see it on the screen, Doc. It's right up there. He goes, I want to know the wildest plastic surgery request he's had. Oh, gosh. You don't have to answer that, Doc. You don't want to. It's okay.
I mean,
But you kind of do, because you're on.
I think, like, I remember my dad got some strange letters back in the day, you know. But, you know, okay, this is funny if we can go here. It's really funny. I hope you guys don't take offense, but a lot of times, you know, what we do is 98% women, right?
Right.
So it's not very many men. But
Exactly.
we will get phone calls. Can you enhance a man? But it's usually the wives that are calling.
Whoa.
Wow.
So, you know, that kind of
So
goes
there
that
is
way
a possibility.
So it's kind of funny.
Okay.
Usually the guys aren't calling, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm fine, dude. I got no problem there, you know.
What are you talking about? Look at all that.
That probably kind of, you know, that gets to that edge, you know.
Wow.
That gets to that
Wow.
edge, you know. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, that kind of takes me back to something I saw on TikTok. This guy goes in and he goes, "Oh, we finished the surgery, Mr. Swanson." I go, "Oh, cool. Yeah, we got 3 inches out there for you." Wait a minute, what? I go, "Yeah." So you mean to tell me I had 3 inches in me? And I go, "Yeah." Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm
Anyways, that
sorry I
was-
went there.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. We can handle it. We can take a joke.
Oh my gosh, but yeah, man. So like that's one of our brothers from next door, man, that do the podcast with us.
Okay,
he
good.
just had that question. I guess he had to get it out of his head or whatever, man. But
Well, see, now his wife is going to be.
Yeah, you know,
making full.
I'm not saying anything.
That's,
I have to, uphold the laws of privacy and stuff like that.
plead the fifth. Just plead the fifth.
turn the cameras off like this so we can get in.
Oh, we're going dark right now, guys. We're back in the cover room.
No, but that's crazy though. You know, you would think like, you get calls from people who want, I just want to get this done or this tucked in
Yeah.
or something like that. To have a significant other calling for their significant other.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, well, it sometimes the boat rocks that way. Sometimes it happens. It happens. Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, that's not equality.
But another thing I want to I know how many surgeries under your belt, Doc, more or less. I mean, if
Yeah,
if
you
were
know
to
what? I
count-
actually got asked that yesterday, and so I think I would just kind of did a quick calculation, probably like 10,000 or so, like
Whoa.
since I've been here.
Wow.
But obviously in my training did more. But yeah, I would say 10. So it was a husband, right? So I was like, yeah, just like Tom Brady, got to throw 10,000 passes to become that
Wow,
expert,
man,
right?
that's crazy.
Yeah, the more repetition, the better
the
you're
goat.
going to be, right?
Right.
Yeah, so,
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, when anybody says plastic surgery, the first thing that comes to mind is like, car accidents, people that have been damaged, either face or arm or whatever it is.
Really?
Yeah.
The first idea that comes into my mind are BBLs and lip injections.
Shut up, dude.
Rhinoplasty.
but it's interesting because everyone, before we all knew this, right? Everybody's plastic. Do you guys use plastic?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that why they call them plastic surgeons?
Yeah.
But it actually comes from the Greek word called plastikos, which means to change the shape and form.
Right.
Right. So, but that's what. Oh man, you guys use plastic to do stuff,
Yeah.
right? Don't put any plastic in me. I'm good. I'm good, man. Right.
¿Por qué quieres palmas o quieres cebollas?
Agárrame la cebolla, palma las pies. Ay, por ahí agarra algo, hombre, ponme algo. Put something on me, please. But yeah,
Wow,
it's crazy, man. Because I mean, seeing, there's always sitcoms that have. You see it all on sitcoms.
Yeah.
You get misinformation and a lot of stuff. One when the first thing that crossed my mind when we were going to have this podcast, the one that crossed my mind was Nip Tuck. That was something that just a show that I watched with my wife. It was just drama after drama and tragedy after tragedy. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this can't be real, man. I'm not sure if someone's telling a story or this is just something Hollywood put together.
Yeah, God, I have to say that was like one of my guilty pleasures back in the day.
Was it?
Those guys. They were always getting in it, but then they would like find their way out of trouble, right? You had the serious guy and you had the crazy guy, but sometimes the serious guy got in trouble and the crazy guy had to save him.
It always happens.
And I was like, dang, I wish I had a partner like that. I wish that would have been a lot of fun, to have somebody that was like,
Would have been life just a little bit more interesting.
But just like anything in life, there's plastic surgeons that are not such good people and do dumb things because we're just all humans, right? And so sometimes the smarter you are, the more trouble you can get in, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
The more resources you have and stuff, the more trouble you can get in.
Right.
So it's not, it's not something that I've never heard of, but it was a little extreme, but boy, it was like, that was just a real guilty pleasure. I love that show, I love that show.
It was a great show.
It's a real great show, man.
Yeah, one of the guys, one of the actors that was one of the crazy guy, he actually
Julian
died.
McMahon.
Yeah, he just died this past year.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, I think he had cancer and stuff.
Yeah.
But he was a great actor, man. I thought it was good. And then that did give more visibility to plastic surgery.
Right.
Because we had all the extreme makeover and Swan stuff, but then that was like this drama thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool,
Yeah, it had the backstory behind everything.
Man. It was
Yeah.
pretty wild, man. I wish I had a partner like that. That would have been fun, man. Just watching him crash and burn and saving his butt. That would have been a lot of fun.
You should put an ad on the monitor, man. Somebody would have answered.
Maybe. Well, let's take a shift gears here, and we got our sponsors to take care of here, buddy. So first up, we got Casas de Reyes. Guys, you're looking to get yourself a brand new home? Give Casa Reyes a call. These guys are great quality homes and quality service, and they're always thinking about how you don't have to crack your bank account. They try to give you the best quality service possible. Give them a call at 956-376-8372. Great. I know Joe's watching. I know they did his home with that.
Yes.
They did wonders, man. It's a very beautiful home.
It's a beautiful home.
Yeah, so just give them a call, man. Let them know Chewy News sent you. Also, another big person that's on our list, also is also a big sponsor for us, is Notice Construction LLC. Residential, commercial, remodel, renovation. These guys do it all, man. Another great guy. They've been really busy. I know they've been doing parking lots for a lot of incoming commercial businesses that are coming in. I'm not sure they finished the Edinburgh parking lot yet.
No, not yet.
It's still under construction.
Yeah.
You got to give me those numbers.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get
his
we
number.
will
Hook you up,
Yeah, for sure.
Finder's fee. But no, give Tony a call, guys. He's a great guy. Click on that QR code. It'll take you straight. Or if you want something with concrete solution with Anora also, they do that also. Great stuff too, man. real high quality craftsmanship that these guys do. Licensed. Both contractors that I'm talking about today are both licensed contractors. They will get people out there that they know and trust and do one heck of a job for you. So give them a call, hit that QR code, and let them know what you knew said you. And last but not least, Inked and Saved Tattoo Parlor in Edinburgh, Texas with Freddie Honda. Great guy, man. I know I'm going to be on his podcast not next week, but the following week on a Wednesday. It'll be on a Wednesday night. It's going to be a kind of a different style of podcast. I know they talk about a lot about faith and stuff like that, but I think we're going to be talking about mental health that day. So I was invited to come in and talk with him. So this will be. It'll be something different, so you might want to tune into that. Also, just to let you guys know, they do hold Bible studies. Also, I'm not sure if it's on that same Wednesday or they do it on Tuesday nights. If you feel that you're going to be doing up to no good, head out to a tattoo parlor. The doors are open. Sit down, listen to the word, and, it is what it is, man. Freddie's a great guy, man. He's come a long way. We've seen him growing up through the years, and he's doing great things, man. So God bless you, Freddie. Keep doing what you're doing. So we're back with Mr. Dr. Rios here, and we're still talking about stuff like, oh, Joe actually answered back. I'm sorry, I didn't put that on there. Joe said, I took away her phone so she can't ask. Well, Joe, we'll make sure we hit
Oppression.
We'll hit replay for her. So, also, you know what? And since we're on that note, Joe, I want to tell you something, buddy. Welcome to parenthood. Congratulations to you and your wife. Man. You got a little one. You got Luke. I know that's what I'm going to call him. That's all I'm going to say.
Nerd. He's named after Luke Skywalker. What a nerd.
You know what? Blessings to you, man. You and your wife, man.
Yes.
And
Congratulations.
I know how it is to wait for that little special someone to come into your life. And you know what? God bless you both, man. So that being said, we're coming back with Doc, man. What's a consultation look like, man? When we have a patient walk in, they're walking in for the first time, they're not really sure. They want to, but they're not really sure how to approach it. What is it?
All right, what the hell can you do? I mean,
every once in a while I get that,
Hey, this isn't working anymore.
You gotta watch out, because if you're like, well, your nose, there's something wrong with my nose. So you just gotta be like, hey, well, what are you looking for?
Right.
So I think a lot of what we do is, if you really look at it, we're helping people with their confidence, right? Like my main patient is going to be like the mommy makeover patient. Our mothers do so much for us, emotionally, physically, financially, and sometimes they just don't feel good about themselves.
Right,
I was even talking about this in another podcast.
Sure.
Sometimes they feel so uncomfortable that they don't even get in family pictures and stuff, right? I'll take the picture, because they don't feel good. They
I got you.
They start stepping away from life a little bit, and if they're married, maybe they're not with their husband as much because they don't feel comfortable and at work and the clothes, and so they just want to get back, to where they are. So a lot of it is just kind of trying to help them identify what they're trying to do, right? So when they come in, I have a certain process. But one thing that I have that's really cool is, what's the question that all the people ask, like, or what am I going to look like, right? So I have that technology where we can take your pictures and enhance you a little bit, fix your nose, look at things like that, so people can really have an idea what they're going to look like. And then I do my surgery in my office. I have a whole facility there, so we kind of go through all the ins and outs of that. But I will tell you, I love operating, but probably the thing that I love the most is when I see my new patients, get to know them and connect. And then sometimes I like, you're talking about this guy who does parking lots. Well, I'm looking for someone, right? So you connect. Sometimes, hey, tell me about your experience. Oh, you're a border patrol. What the heck's going on there these days?
Right.
Oh, you're here working for the city. What are they planning over there? You can like talk and have a normal conversation and get some. I have a blast. I don't mind. And my staff will. You're running. You're going to be here late. I don't care. I'm just enjoying that. When you're in the operating room, you're in four walls, with the same people. Here, you get to break out, hang out with people, try to get them comfortable, get them towards their journey, what they want to do. Try to, because it's kind of weird. I mean, it's almost like what you do. I mean, you have to get your guests comfortable pretty quick, right?
Yeah,
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 They're not all like,
yeah.
oh my God, what the hell? What's going to happen? You know, we got to do this. Imagine someone's coming in and they're going to let you put them to sleep unconscious and then cut all over them. And they're making that decision in 5 or 10 minutes after meeting you.
Right, that's true.
That's
True.
pretty, like, you know, so you got that little bit first impression, right? You got to make a good first impression and all. But if you're genuine, you come from your heart and you're trying to help them, you know, then it ends up being a great day. I mean, I love it. You know, I love laughing with my patients. And, you know, when I walk out of the room, they're laughing, everyone's laughing, we're having a good time, you know? That's the way I approach it. So it's a good time. So if you come to a consult, you're going to have a good time. I'm going to listen to you. We're going to talk. You know, sometimes I get on social media a lot and I talk and I do a bunch of little things in the swimming pool. And
I have to admire you, bro.
Yeah.
That's a nice swimming pool.
Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. It was cold this winter though. You know, it was a cold plunge. You know, so people will come in and they see that and then they thought, well, I didn't think you were going to be like that. Well, yeah. What am I going to be? You
Right,
know?
right.
I'm from the valley,
Right,
right?
exactly.
Like we connect. Right?
Right.
That's another reason to come, right?
Right.
Like,
Well, people probably expected a lot more clinical, because like you go to your regular doctor, you know, that guy's not really your friend, you know, or he's not trying to be.
No, hey, and let me tell you, I go to my friends and they just walk in and out and I'm going to give you this medicine. They walk out, and I'm looking at the nurse. What is this medicine? What's it for?
Right, what's it for?
Well, how do I take it? Why is
Yeah.
he giving it to me? And he ran out the door. He's not even explaining. It's like, what the heck is going on down here, you know? And then I remember one time I took my mom to have a surgery with a friend of mine that I grew up with, and he's a surgeon, right? We know each other. And I come with my mom, and they come to take her to wheel her out, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, where is he? Like, isn't he going to come and talk to me? I'm not letting you take my mom until he comes and talks to me.
Right,
Tell me what he's going to do and what the heck's going on here. Like, what is happening? You know, like, and after the surgeries are done, the surgeons don't even go and talk to the fact. They just have the nurses. They just split. They don't even have the respect to go and talk to people. Like, you know, that's just not right, you know?
So, it feels the conversation that we're having is like it's more the bedside manner that you need to have with your
in
patients.
the business, chop, let's go. You know, they're just treating us like that. And I get treated like that. And I'm thinking that probably my patients are like, wow, this guy actually talks to us. He cares about us, you know?
Right.
Because, and I think that's a little bit of a difference when you get someone who grew up down here, right?
Yes.
Being a doctor, because we have that respect for families, right? We know how nearly everybody's related, right?
Right,
so
right.
We're going to treat each other with respect. That's how our parents raised us. You're Catholic, I'm Catholic. That's what, you know, that's how they raised us to be like that, right? People come from the outside, they're just seeing dollar bills, right? Dollar bills. But we're seeing connection with our people. Because you know that this guy that I'm going to operate on his wife may be helping me with a flat tire in 2 months from now, you know, or some difficult problem that I have, you know.
And that he wants to help you.
Yeah, and he does because you respected him, right?
Absolutely.
And he's happy to help, you know. And not that I go asking for help, but, you know.
No, but
like,
I mean, just in the passing, you know.
Yeah, you treat people like, and that, I think my parents taught me that, you know, when I was growing up.
Absolutely.
My parents would have just whoever, you know, the guy who worked in the barn, sit down, have something to eat, let's talk, you know. It was like whoever. It wasn't a special thing because, you know, your dad's a plastic surgeon. It wasn't that. It's like anybody's welcome to come. So we always saw that, you know, you respect the people who, you don't judge people for their status. It's like who they are, right? Like how they act, right? If they're not good people, you just kind of avoid them and stay away, you know?
Right, exactly.
But if they're good people, you
exactly.
cultivate that relationship, you know? And
Yeah, because also, like, when we were growing up, you know, it wasn't just smaller in the way that the towns were and the community was. It was also because somebody knew your mom or dad. Mm-hmm. And if you were acting up and acting a fool, they were going to hear about it, and then you were going to hear about it.
Yeah, and or they would maybe not tell, but they give you a warning. Hey, mijito, I know your dad, so you may want to settle down a little bit.
I've heard that too many times.
I don't want to have to talk to your dad about this. You may want to settle down a little bit, and, you know, to let's not get in trouble. You know, settle down. So,
I hear you.
But that was cool, you know, knowing people and stuff.
Yeah,
and that was
community.
another blast coming back. You know, just. You know, because then people knew me as a little kid, and then they see you as this, you know, what you did and stuff like that. So they're happy to be part of all that, and I'm happy to go back and visit my old school, St. Joseph High School, Edinburgh High School. I love it, you know. Go to the football games, see people there, you know. It's a blast, you know.
Yeah.
It was a blast coming back, you know. Why to go to New York or Beverly Hills are like nobody's. I'm just gonna be another Mexican over there. Right? Like,
Have they ever invited you back to be a guest speaker for your old high school, or maybe?
I've done a few things. I've done a few things for them. One thing that was really funny. Okay, back in our days, like football was king, right? All the sports were king, right?
Right, yeah.
They didn't give Letterman's jackets unless you were like, on varsity band but. And FFA got their jackets, right?
Yeah.
FFA had nice
Explain
jackets,
that.
right?
Explain that.
They had freaking badass jackets, right?
Yes, they did.
And nice
Yes,
looking,
they
looking
did.
girls too, right?
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
looking girls, the cowgirls.
In the cowboy
so
jeans.
I was valedictorian in my high school, and when I graduated, they didn't give me anything. I don't have any memorabilia from that.
Not even like the tassel with the...
Not even a certificate. Well, I was kind of a troublemaker, so they didn't let me in National Honor Society. So I got. He was valedictorian. Then they wanted senior year. They wanted me when they realized, oh shit, this guy's gonna be like the man. We better get him because they automatically have that. I was like, nah, it's cool. I'm cool. I learned my lesson. I deserve my punishment.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Right.
No.
Demand respect.
But what was funny is Edinburgh High School moved to their new location. They were where Vela is right now. They were moving. And one of my classmates was there moving, and this was probably in the early 2000s. She's like, hey, I actually found your valedictorian trophy, like in 1982.
Oh, no kidding.
Dude, it was a thing about this big. It didn't even have my name on it, but I was like, I'll take it, man. They didn't give me anything, They didn't give me a darn thing. So it's like, I think it's because I was a troublemaker. So it's like, let's not recognize this chapter in Edinburgh High School's history. Let's go past this thing,
Let's make it to the record that this portion of the podcast has been deleted.
Let's not encourage this behavior with the younger generation.
No. We're making a stink about this.
So then I got to go back and pick that thing up, and the principal gave it to me and stuff. And I've done other stuff for the schools and stuff like that. But I thought that was kind of.
It wasn't the same principal from when you were there.
No.
Okay.
She was cool, and so. So that was the only thing, was a little thing like that, like 20 years later, right? It's like, it's like, okay, whatever.
And it's sitting in my mantle as we speak.
Yeah, I have it there, because it was all scratched up and everything, because it was just thrown in a thing, it's all like scratched, didn't have my name on it, it's just like, it's all scratched up and put that.
It's going to be in the center of his new parking lot.
That's what an education was worth back then. But you know what, the thing is, though, that, I always talk about is because it was like that, there was plenty of opportunity if you wanted to advance and get ahead, right? Because most people weren't, back in nowadays, man, all the kids go to college. We send 100% of our kids to college, right? And they have a thing at the arenas, and they all go and say what college they're going to and stuff like that.
Right.
Back in our day, it was like 10% of the class went to college.
Yeah.
It was a lot less.
Yeah.
Back then, so there was lots of there's still lots of opportunities here in the valley, but
Right.
a lot more back then, a lot more back then. Yeah, so
I have seen the growth of that now, where some seniors, or when you get into high school, you can get college hours now while you're going to school, and
they're even getting like little pharmacy tech degrees.
Yes.
And so they can actually they can pay for their college while they're working during their college. I mean, it's pretty wonderful. How it is these days.
And one of the shows, we had people from TSDC show up, and they were talking about the classes that they have and programs and things. And I couldn't help but think to myself, man, I wish we had that when we were going and like coming out of high school, man. Like I could have just had.
There were no jobs back then. I don't know, when did you grow? What years did you grow up?
I graduated in '94.
94. Okay, so I'm way younger than you, but there were no jobs in the summer. There was no jobs. You couldn't get a McDonald's job or anything like that. There was just nothing back then. And now there's tons of jobs and there's these opportunities.
If you could get a job at HEB, it's because you knew somebody.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It was hard to find, So different era now. Now people don't. Oh, that job's below me. I'm not gonna go work at Chick-fil-A. It's below
I'm gonna
me
become a
and stuff
streamer.
like that.
What are you trying to say, man?
I'm gonna do a podcast and force my friends to be on it.
Yes, I am.
Even though they really don't want to be on there anymore. It's just,
Yeah, but you got to grow up in the era when there weren't cell phones, right? 94 there
Yeah.
were.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there weren't cell phones. I remember that popping. No, it was it was coming out about then, right?
Yeah.
And
It was about the time where you were officially getting the actual computer and you're actually going to be able to
Right.
jump online. AOL.
Yeah, right. It was just little, just words. It wasn't images. Yeah, it was,
exactly.
It was pretty wild,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, but I think NAFTA was probably here by the time you were like, it was starting to grow, wasn't it?
A little bit. It was
Yeah.
it was just barely
it was
starting
barely
to
kicking
grow.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, it was barely kicking off.
Yeah. Wesco hasn't changed that much in the interior of Wesco, right? But out here on the periphery, it's done pretty good.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, it's definitely spreading out.
yeah, it's been spread out. It's been spreading out pretty wide now. The only reason why I'm saying this is that now I've been hearing that we're gonna have a Sam's now over here on North 1015. They're building something here in the new little center over here where Carl's used to be way back. That's where my mom used to
Yeah.
work back in the day. There and it's slowly changing.
Yeah, and
you know?
going north too, right? Going on the other side.
It's
of the
going
highway.
north.
Going
It's
towards
up-
Elsa.
Yeah, towards
Yeah.
Elsa. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I won't consider Westlaco important until we get Skateland back.
Oh, that's a tragedy, man. That's a tragedy.
Until Skateland comes back,
Yeah.
this town is not a success.
You know what? I'll throw in my 2 cents. I will not consider it great until we get Green Acres back. How about that?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
How about that?
Yes,
Yeah.
we need Green
Yeah,
Acres back.
those were the days, man. For sure.
So many teenage marriages were solidified in Green Acres.
Wow.
It was Green Acres. There was Skateland,
Yep.
and so like this is why society is collapsing.
Yeah.
This is why right here.
That's
no
why-
Green
that's right
Acres.
here. There's no Green Acres.
Skateland.
No Skateland.
We're falling, people.
The world is ending right before our eyes.
No.
No.
Quick
it
question.
was-
Hangout spot besides Mexico. I know you said Mexico, but hangout spot.
Hangout spot?
Hangout
like
spot.
when I was growing up?
Back in the day.
Damn, you remember there was like all these like video arcade places. There was one place called Magic Coin.
Oh, really?
It was
Okay.
like on Nolana, where the Barnes and Noble is. So, man, we used to hang out at Mr. Gaddy's, do the pizza thing, movie places, But back then, the video arcades were big time.
Yes.
Playing Defender and Asteroids and all that.
Yo,
dude, you're
we'd
talking
just
my
be-
language.
Yeah, we'd just be hanging out all night long there. They even had them at the economy stores. You go there and play like Defender and stuff.
Yeah.
those were. And we actually used to go to the high school dances and stuff after
Mm-hmm.
the football games because there was nothing else,
There was
right?
nothing else
to do.
So I
Right.
don't know if they even do high school dances anymore, but those were. a
I'm
lot
really
of
not
fun.
sure anymore. I'm really not sure anymore.
Yeah, and then we'd go to Whataburger or Pizza Hut or something, afterwards and just kind of hang out and stuff. So yeah.
see,
Now I'm gonna ask this question. Now that I have somebody, when you said Pizza Hut, is it or is it not awkward that when you went to a Pizza Hut, Hotel California was always playing?
That was cool, man.
Am I lying? Or am I lying?
Yeah,
Am I right?
no, you're right. Yeah. And actually, when I get my hair cut, my hairstylist plays that every time I go. But I
That's
guess
the thing.
it ages me or something. I don't know. That's,
That's the thing. I remember growing up, every time we would go, my parents would say, "Oh, we're gonna get pizza today, or we're gonna go out to eat Pizza Hut." Now I'm probably about what 8, 9, 10 years old. We walk in, and that's the first damn song that's on the jukebox. Hotel
And then you
California.
ordered a bunch of pizza and ate it,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
stuff
It
our
got you to
faces.
eat a lot of food.
Yeah.
It had some subliminal message there.
Yeah, then run to the salad bar. When there was a salad bar,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. When there was a salad bar, now there isn't anything there. But
whoa. You're not a salad bar. You are not salad bar.
you don't know my life, dude. You don't know my life.
I've seen you eat.
Let's not make quick jokes.
Thanks, Doc. I appreciate you.
No. They're quick to tear me down at the beginning of the show. No, that's my turn. That's my turn.
There's nothing in you that says salad.
There's nothing in or around you that says
Shut up, dude.
salad bar is my vibe.
But yeah, that was a thing back in the day at the Pizza Hut, and they always
Yeah.
had that arcade where you got to sit down
Oh, yeah.
and you would
the
play
little table tennis.
Pac-Man or
The
table
little
tennis and
table
all that
tennis
good
thing,
stuff.
Yeah. So the Pizza Hut was right by the Edinburgh High School football stadium, so you go there. It was just different times, but pretty good, pretty good.
What do you think of the wave of nostalgia that's going around right now? You know, I don't know if you've heard that, how people are more nostalgic for things like that. You know, as an example, I saw that there was one Pizza Hut still in Florida, I believe, that is completely original from the 80s, like the checkered tablecloths, the interior,
dude, that's awesome.
the red cups that they used to serve
Yeah,
the
oh
Coke.
yeah, I remember that.
Like
Yeah.
they still have that entire setup
Do
there.
they still do the ice
Yeah.
cubes? Oh, I love the ice cubes.
Yeah.
You know what I hear like from the these AI guys and stuff like that is that, and you're starting to see it when you now go to. Actually, it happened to my nurse when she went to see Bruno Mars. They make you put your phones away,
Yeah.
right? So that you have to actually experience the experience. And so
Yeah.
I think the younger people, we may be heading into that kind of thing where like when you go to things, put it away. Stay in the present, right? Don't be looking at,
There
uh,
are restaurants that I know, not naming restaurants because I don't want to mess up their businesses, but there are restaurants that are here in the valley, family owned. They have an actual Wi-Fi blocker.
Oh wow.
An actual even service blocker. You can still receive phone calls, but you cannot surf the web.
That's great.
You're forced to put your phone away and spend family time. I'm not mentioning business right now because I know a couple of them that do that.
Yeah.
And that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I remember when those cell phones, those big ones, came
The
out.
actual brick phone.
Yeah,
I got
that
you.
big one. I had one because I had, I was on call 24/7, but I didn't have to stay in the hospital. So they used to have the little beepers, beep, 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 beep. But then
Yeah.
they got that. But those you wouldn't turn on. Like, they were just battery charged. And when
Yeah.
you got your beeper,
Yeah.
call this number, you'd open
the
it.
pager, yeah.
But then they started transitioning to the ones with and I remember sitting with my wife and sitting at restaurants and, look, those people, like, they're talking on the phone. They're looking at their phone instead of talking to each other. That was like really weird, right? Because
Right.
when you went out, you were talking to the person, you were engaging here, and that was the first time. It was in the 90s, probably 95.
The interactions.
It was
gone.
weird in that restaurant when that started happening, where people
was-
started looking like that instead of at each other.
I remember it was the early 2000s when people started transitioning from the flip phones to the
To the
to the
iPhones.
to the modern iPhones and stuff. I cannot tell you like the immediate difference that there was, because I would go hang out with my friends. We would go to bars and stuff and hang out, and we'd have our flip phones, but we'd at least be talking to each other. Every once in a while, a text message or something will come in. But as soon as we started getting the smartphones, like people stopped talking.
Yeah.
Like they were just scrolling on their phones. Like we'd all be sitting around a table. Everyone who had a smartphone on their phone, just looking. I don't know what the hell they were looking at, but they were looking at something.
Yeah.
And not talking to each other,
Yeah.
not interacting.
Yeah, not even in the present,
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, I
That's,
hear you.
I mean, that's what we have, right? Deal with it.
That's the way it
Yeah.
happened. But it was you just saying that, like it really it brought that back to me because I picked up on it immediately.
Yeah. I took my family to Cuba a few years ago, right? I thought, before all this
Oh.
crazy stuff's going on. So
Right.
there was one time my wife and my daughter wanted to get on the internet. They don't have internet on Cuba. Like, you can't.
Right.
No,
You
they
can,
don't.
you can buy a card for an hour, right? And pay for it like the old days. And so my wife, I'd walk them down to the hotel, and we were staying in Airbnb. And so we were walking by El Presidente Avenue, and big lane here, and the middle part had like little fountains and areas. And we were walking by, and there were like about 100 kids, like 18 to 22, like around this fountain. Some guys on skateboards, some on bikes, and they're just bopping around talking. And my daughter looks at me and goes, "Dad, is that the way it was when you were growing up?" And I go, exactly. Because you had the guy on the skateboard talking to this group. Then he goes and leans over and talks to this group. And they're all just like jamming like that, And that's and she's like,
the good old
she's like,
days.
is that the way it was when you were like, yes, I'm walking her to get freaking Wi-Fi, right? Like, yeah, that's the way it was, man. We're in the present. And she's like, I wish it was like that now, right? And most
Right.
people will say that, but then they won't put their phones away because they're addicted, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting.
I got something here from Joe. He goes, I'm going to put it up here. He says, the good doctor is in luck because I got a business proposal for a putt-putt video arcade and I'm looking for investors. No, Joe! No, Joe!
Red flag. No. No.
Jesus. Always trying to sneak in there, Joe.
Yeah,
Jesus, you and your business propositions, bro.
He almost, you know, he was going to throw in a salad bar too.
He probably was.
Yeah,
If
he
there was
was.
soundboard, I'm
If there
in.
was a salad bar, we'd all be in.
Yeah, it's dinner time. It's dinner time. Man. What have you guys seen the difference in Weslaco in the last 10 years or so?
Growing up in the town next door, seeing.
Go on, say it. Donna.
Oh, yeah.
Growing up in
I
Donna.
see that helmet over there. I was like,
Yeah, so growing up there for practically my whole life, seeing my little town grow, and then the big town next door, which was Weslaco, like I said, back in the day, Green Acres, Skate Land, the hangout, or the bowling that was down on 1015,
Yeah.
all these little areas were like, we don't have to drive all the way to McAllen.
Right.
We can just go right here next door and have fun. And that's what we would do. Or we would come down on Texas Boulevard. It used to be the thing in the day back a little bit, not too much, but it got bigger in McAllen, North 10th, where everybody would take their cars, drive up and down, park and talk. That was the big thing. And Weslaco slowly started growing bigger. The Walmart came in, the little placita that was there off the expressway. There was more stuff. Then Golden Corral got tossed in, then Pet Boys, and also you just started seeing Home Depot jump there. Like, man, this thing is growing too fast. It's going to, and I'm over here like, when are we going to grow? When we are going to get all the good stuff? Fortunately, it finally grew. We finally getting stuff off the expressway now. We finally got a Cheddar's. We finally got a Walmart there. And it's slowly growing.
Yeah.
But I have seen Weslaco grow through the years. More stuff that's coming in left, right. The bigger names, Starbucks.
That's
we're still
amazing, right? Would you ever think that was ever gonna happen?
No, I never thought. And the next big step. Everybody's waiting for a Target to be here on this side of the valley. And do I know if it's coming? I don't. Mr. Valdez, if you're watching, hit me up. But that's something that I saw it grow.
Yeah.
How about you?
Just going towards my house, you've gone to pick me up and drop me off. All those housing developments that are around there, they were never there before. It was all just fields. There were cow pastures, there were corn fields and everything, and just seeing that change around my house, that's crazy. And then driving, like I said, Skate Land, when that was there, and Green Acres, like that was all on one street, and that's where you went, that's where you hung out.
Yeah.
So just seeing that street change, and just seeing, like you said, seeing Weslaco grow and expand, and not really understanding why, but seeing it happen, it's been really interesting and crazy in some points.
And it's crazy. It's crazy you say that because I went up north side of Lubbock, and there's a little place called Abernathy right outside the skirts. And I went out there. It was for a funeral, but that little town took me back to old Donna, dude. The way it used to be. I'm like, dude, this is exactly the way it was back in the day. And I was like tripping. My wife was like, what's wrong with you? I go, this is memories for me, man. This like takes me back to when I was a kid. You would see the kids riding down the street with the bikes.
Yeah, because it like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's like if you go like towards where the HEB is in Donna and that whole little plaza area, that's what it used.
Yeah, that's what it used to be.
Yeah,
is that just a little the place to hang out was Little Donna Park, middle of Donna.
Yeah.
You hang out there. That was it. And now, there's businesses all around it. But, they have changed the park, which it did make a little bit more improvements. But, being there in Abernathy, seeing that, like, dude, this is nuts. He was like stepping back in a time capsule and see it all over again. I mean, you, growing up where you grew up, it's always been to me, that's always been a big town. But from the outskirts for where I live. But now,
see, like you to us, Doc, like you living in Edinburgh and going to McAllen, like you're a city guy.
Yeah, you're a city guy. You're a metro guy.
You're a metro guy.
It has turned into that. Isn't that interesting? There is an aspect to it of that, right? But then we still have all the other parts too that are still there, right? But yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
The nice thing is we still have like Northwest Dakota, North Edinburgh. It's going to go all out in those directions, right?
Right,
So,
right.
It'll always be good. It's going to be all good.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, it feels like the valley is just going to turn into one big, metroplex kind of situation eventually.
Yeah.
The way things keep growing and
Yeah.
absorbing into each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll miss the most is, I'm hoping they stick around long. The mom and pop shops. Those are the ones I love. I love walking to mom and pop shops, bro. I love it. I love them to death. They're fun to go check out.
Hey, look, that's part of the valley tradition. You start up a shop, and the community will show up to support it. A restaurant, clothing store, like for as long as you can. You will get support from it.
Right.
And I really sincerely think that will continue.
Yeah.
I hope that continues too. Yeah.
Doc, we're an hour and 4 minutes in
All right.
to the podcast. I'm going to ask this question before we head out. Last question of the night. When it's all said and done, Doc, what do you want to be remembered by?
Oh, wow, man. I think for me, I want to be a father, and that's probably what you leave behind, right? You can't take your money with you.
Right.
When you die, you can't take your house, can't take anything. So what you leave behind, right? Your kids, your family, and the people that you've influenced. So I'm feeling pretty good in that department, And then just, I joked on another podcast, I don't watch Netflix and all that because I make my life in Netflix. It's kind of like my theme.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, right? Like, in my office, like, oh, okay, here he goes again. But it's like, I just fill my day all day long. So when I go down, I just want to go like I left it all on the table, right?
Right.
But having the kids and raising the kids and getting them to be good people, and they're very, very good people, I think, to me, if this was my last day, I'm okay. I'm good. I accomplished a lot, and I think that, because you don't take your money with you. You don't take any of your possessions with you. It's what you leave behind.
Yeah,
Right,
And the
exactly.
good will be that you leave behind. So I think that's it.
Right.
Not more that I was a plastic surgeon, all this other stuff. It's more that.
Right.
Yep.
That you were a good dad and you had a
Yeah,
you raised a good family.
it was fun. I enjoyed that part. I was
There
a
you
baseball coach and basketball. And I'd always think like when we'd start the season up, I'd always be looking like, is another dad going to come and try to take the team away? They never came. They never came. They never came. They're like, you got this. You can keep it. You did. I thought they're going to come. They never came. They're like, okay.
Any
what
second
is it?
now. Any second now.
I didn't want them to come, but I wasn't going to find it. But it's like, so being able to be part of that, and then that just goes into being part of the community and hanging out and stuff like that, right? Not just being in this little Elon Musk space city kind of thing. It's like you're out there, meeting people doing things. Yeah. And being proud of this place. Because it shaped me, man. It shaped me, and it gave me a little edge, a little character, something a little different. A little Mexican guy going to Harvard was kicking some little Jewish guys' butts.
There you go.
There you
That's what it's
go.
all about.
Yeah.
Like it was a different perspective, so it was cool.
Heck
Yeah, so
And you just watch, dude. Elon is gonna be valleyfied. He is.
oh, I'm sure, man.
He's gonna enjoy himself a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think he might partake in the local talent. He has a few wives and like 22 kids. So hey, why not a little toxica? He can get himself a little toxica down here. A little Latina,
Yeah, why not? We got,
She might be able to set him straight,
Welcome to the valley.
We love them. We love them. We can't live with them. We can't live without them. Right? We love them. Got to have them in our lives, right?
Well, Doc, I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for coming to the podcast, man. Getting to know you a little bit better. It's like I said beforehand, for our viewers or people that are listening to the podcast, they'll follow up on where exactly your place of business is, and they get to know you a little bit better. A little bit more comfortable saying, you know what, he's from the Valle. He's a lot like me. We did the same thing growing up, and they feel more comfortable, and that's
one out of us.
That's right.
But first things first, I want to say thank you once again for coming out and having some fun with us. I didn't know how this was gonna shape out. Like I said, you're the first doctor in here, so
Well, you can be the last one.
I hope not.
You won't be the last.
No, he'll be the last. But
Get the defibrillator.
I've been hitting since the beginning of the podcast, dude.
Yeah.
But I want to say thank you so much for taking the time coming out here, man.
Thank you,
I
man.
really do
And
appreciate
thanks
it.
for what you guys do, man. You know, we got to spread the word about the valley and just stay proud, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, get to know each other.
And the offer
get the
still
word out.
stands. $50. What can you do?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I've been thinking about it. I might have to.
What do you
sleep.
mean you've been thinking about it?
I'm gonna sleep on this one.
All
Okay.
right, you call it.
Call me
Take this.
tomorrow.
Call me in the morning.
Yeah. Taking aspirin first.
I'm
You know
sorry,
what,
buddy.
You know what? I'm not coming back next week. See what you guys do out.
Don't make promises you can't keep, buddy.
Oh, you just watch me go.
But in other words, Doc, thank you so much. I
No,
appreciate
thanks
you.
for having me.
Keep
It was a
doing what
blast.
you're doing, man, and God bless you, man. Everywhere you step, you
Come back anytime.
anytime
man.
you want.
All right.
We'll
Just shoot the
gladly
breeze.
have you on.
All right, guys.
All right,
Take
thank you.
care. Have a
Appreciate
good night,
it.
everybody.
Yes,
Bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen,
See you, Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our podcast for the night. Jew, what do you think, brother?
Just another great show today, man. And you know, it really brings back a lot of memories from the good old days. You know, I was thinking back, like I had those moments myself, like, man, there's nothing to do. There's there's nowhere to go. But you know, the more I think about it now, it's like, man, I really just.
Could you imagine now having that peace and quiet, like everything's so like coming at you all the time?
Yeah.
Back then you just be sitting
Yeah, it just be.
with yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, TV's about to turn off, so what are we gonna do now?
National anthem, right?
Ya se acabó mi programa, ¿qué hago ahora?
Yeah, duérmete.
Right? No kidding, right? But yeah, another great episode for the books, man. Like I said, if you are watching this on Facebook, this is pre-recorded. We didn't answer back on your comments. I apologize, but this is just more in advance for us to spread the word a little bit more. So I appreciate every single one of you that's tuning in tonight on the live. Appreciate every single one of you that are watching it, the after recording, the aftermath. Make sure you follow, subscribe the podcast next week, 7:30 p.m. We have Eric Shadows on the podcast. I think he's still a green light, so he'll be on here. So I'll make sure I bring extra tables, because the last time I remember he wanted to put you through one. So it might just. Doc, we might have the consultation in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Anytime.
Bring it on. I can curl myself up into a little ball. I'll show him.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Dr. Thanks so much for being here. Chew, sign us off.
I haven't you.
And like always, we will see you next week, 7:30.